Greetings, Warchant.com. This is Michael Langston, senior analyst for Warchant.com. Just kind of give you kind of a daily what's going on. It's Tuesday. I want to say the 24th, 25th. I'm not sure. I forget what day it is. But anyway, just want to cover some things. Obviously, the coaches are on the road still trying to finalize, some junior day visits. This is the final junior day weekend coming up. The FSU's hosted two very positive weekends already, so I'll get into that in a few. And also, as I said, coaches are on the road. I think early on Monday, Coach Norvell was out there, at IMG Academy. Certainly in the Central Florida area to see some guys out there. I think on Tuesday, this is the first time that Norvell was on the road with new DB coach Patrick Surtain. They were in Clearwater area, surrounding areas like that. I think probably they're going to hit up Tampa, which is an important area because that's where Devoy Figgins at, out of Tampa Carrollwood in Tampa, Florida. That's a guy that certainly they have high on their radar that I expect to visit FSU in the spring. Could be even this weekend for a junior day, guys. But we'll see if that materializes. A lot of assistant coaches around. I think Chris Thompson's in Texas. Um, as usual, Alex Atkins is in the Atlanta general area, checking on some guys. Also in Mississippi as well to hit up, talented prospects like Jimothy Lewis, who's an offensive tackle they like a lot that I expect to visit sometime in the spring. Another one that could happen, this weekend. I'll have that full list later. Um, I think really it's mostly about the coaches just staying in touch with different areas of guys that they want to get for the junior day, which is so far. If you look at, there's a lot of 4 and even some 5 stars guys that they've already gotten on campus, and I think this weekend's going to be even just as good. I think this weekend certainly have a few that I've already confirmed. 4-star linebacker William Love is one to watch that is visiting this weekend. A big visit, I think, for FSU this weekend is 4-star DB Jordan Pry. Was originally started at Bluntstown, then transferred to IMG, and then's back at Bluntstown again. That's an important recruitment where Patrick Surtain's going to show his worth of that when he visits this weekend, where Jordan gets a chance to be around him. And certainly, I'm very intrigued to see what he has to say after that visit of FSU. Going to see him. He's been committed to FSU, but he's also been flirting heavily with teams like Florida and so on, of taking visits of different places. That's an important keep if you can lock him down and get that done. Another talented one is 4-star athlete Mazio Bennett. He's leaning towards South Carolina from what I hear, but he's a guy that FSU's been on for a long time. I think it's FSU, South Carolina. I think there's a lot of schools involved, but FSU and South Carolina have been the two longest that have just really stayed on him for the longest. So that's a guy to certainly keep in mind. Legacy Jerome Carter, obviously 2024 DB out of Lake City, is another one that is expected to be there. And then BJ Gibson's a guy that FSU went to see this week. He was supposed to visit last weekend. I think there's a chance you could see him, back on campus this weekend. And like I said, there's going to be a lot more guys, probably around 30 to 40 prospects you see in this junior day since it's the final one. FSU also will be hosting their one lone official visitor, which is Dylan Brown Turner out of Texas. That's a guy that Randy Shannon's kept in touch with. He's committed to North Texas. No, it's not a sexy prospect, but he's one they've really liked throughout the whole process. FSU's done in homes with him. They're also so certainly going to host him. I think he's arriving, starting the visit on Friday morning, and then maybe finishing up either Saturday night or Sunday. So that's a guy to really watch. Dylan has told me, like, I'm probably going to have a decision right after that visit. So certainly, if FSU makes him a priority, you have to think that there's a good chance you certainly see him in this class of 2023. They would like a high school or transfer portal. I could see them taking a high school kid now and then going after a linebacker in the portal when May 1st through 15th opens up for the window. So that's something to really keep an eye on. Certainly, we'll have all the coverage you want from the junior day. So keep tapped into that. And then lastly, before I go, I mentioned this, broke this news that something to watch with 4-star wide receiver Tawaski Abrams came on for an official visit this weekend. Kind of hinted that, hey, I'm going to go through the process, but I had started getting things throughout the weekend that, hey, this might go quicker than you thought. that I reported once I got it confirmed that he was likely going to decide this week. Now I've confirmed totally that he's expected to announce a decision on Thursday, probably right after school in the afternoon. Heard some local, TV stations will be there for the event, so we'll certainly have all the coverage for that. I fully expect it's going to be FSU. FSU's been the school he's always loved, and I think the big turning was his mom being on the visit. I think that was a big deal. FSU had already led for the longest time. They love what he brings. The FSU covets speed, and TJ's got a lot of that, and so I think it should be some good news for FSU on Thursday. Don't forget, we have a Wednesday recruiting chat at 7 p.m. Me and Aslan will be covering all the different junior days that they've already done and just preview the ones coming up and just maybe take a look back at kind of the 2023 class and just what they're going to focus on in 2024. So stay locked in to warchant.com for your latest coverage and recruiting.